Here is where you'll discover, step by step, the fast, easy way to play drums without a drum set. Now, why should you play drums? Well, it's fun. It's really, really fun. I like to play drums because I like to hit things. Ask people who know me, and they'll agree that I like to hit things. The other reason I love playing drums is that I don't have to learn notes and stuff like piano, guitar, bass, etc. Even though I do play those instruments. I can just get behind a drum set and play to any song I want, or make up stuff, however I want to, which is really cool. To me, learning notes takes too long and I get bored. But the drums let me express myself immediately, which I really like a lot. It took me years to get to where I am now through trial and error, which is why I want to show you how to get to where I am faster. You're probably thinking, what's the catch? Well, I'm not going to lie. If you like my stuff, you'll buy it. And if you don't, you eventually will. Another reason is that I love growing relationships with musicians and creating communities. It's so very sad that the multitude of future drummers give up way too soon. And they wouldn't have to if they had only followed this series. The reason why most beginners give up too soon is because they find it difficult at first and give up way too early. They also notice that drums can be pretty expensive and don't have the experience of making a wise purchase. I'm going to show you how to learn drums without a drum set. So when you get on a drum set, you'll know exactly what to do. And if you really want to learn how to play drums, you'll see in this very first lesson just how easy it is. So let's get started. If you can count to 4, you can play drums. I'm not going to get into all the mahambo bajambo about each instrument of the drum set. I just want to show you how to play your first beat. So here it goes. Count to 4 by tapping your hand or fingers and repeat it over and over every 4 counts. Oh yeah, another thing to consider is that when you're thinking about being a left-handed drummer or a right-handed drummer, just try to remember which is your most dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, then your right hand is going to be used to drive the beat. Okay, so that you're going to be using that hand on the hi-hat itself. Now, this is the hi-hat. Another thing about the hi-hat is that you can switch over. You can switch over from right-handed to left-handed, and that helps like when you're really strong with your right hand, and you can when you're able to do more fills with your right hand, you can use your left to drive the basic part of the beat, you know, the so you just switch it over to the left, and when you do that, you're able to throw in little other off notes whenever you feel like it, just by driving it with your left hand. So you can switch it over, but you have to practice. That's probably the only time I like to switch over from right to left, is when I need to use the right hand for other things. Okay, so for the snare, well, for this particular exercise, you're going to be hitting it every third part of the count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the every 3 for this exercise, you'll be hitting the snare. Like I said, if you're right-handed, then you'll be tapping the 1, 2, 3, 4 count with your right hand, and on every 3 you'll be hitting the snare with your left hand. So learning how to play without a drum set, simply tap on something like a tabletop or your knee, or the couch, whatever. So every 3, hit the snare. Alright, so now we already did the hi-hat, snare, and now we move on to the kick, which is the bass drum. And for the bass drum, you're going to be hitting that on every 1 of the count for this exercise. So every 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where you're going to be hitting the kick. Alright, so do it just like that. So now, let's put it all together.